But since the four primary rupas arises with other three rupas, one is that which can be seen, the other is smell and taste and tangible object, three of them. Altogether in a way, one clings very much to only 7 rupas which appear from day to day through whole life. Taking them for something all the time, very different, because they arise and fall away so very, very fast. That's why who can understand the moment of its arising with the factors or the reality which conditions it to arise.
But when we talk about
visible object as just that which is seen by seeing consciousness, there's not necessarily any idea then about the four primary rupas and that sort of thing.
But you see, to understand, because you take Kunina, for example, visible object and the four primary rupas too. If you don't know that it's only that which arises with the four primary rupas and falls away together with the four primary rupas. So there's no Kunina, only Citta, Cetasika and Rupa arising and falling away, never to arise again. Never return.
I'm still thinking in terms of Nina as a person, glass as an object, rather than visible object as that which is seen by seeing consciousness.
But what Buddha said, seeing sees what?
it's visible object.
So visible object must be only visible object. And this is the only way to know that how much understanding which can understand visible object is not anything at all. Because Citta arises one at a time. Seeing sees, it doesn't know what is seen as people and things. It can see only that which can be seen and falls away. Many rounds of processes. So there are so many things appear now. That's why we learn just one reality at a time in order to begin to understand that seeing, not that which is seen. Hearing, hear, sound, not word. But as soon as there is hearing, it seems like we understand voice has different meanings.
What you said about seeing a visible object together with the four primary, I think I did not consider this enough, and it is so very important in order to have more understanding that there is no person there. But I feel that I don't get it enough, not quite.
That's why I study just one reality or one word at a time. Visible object must be only visible object.
Yes.
Seeing must be only seen.
And that's why it really has to be the
path of detachment to really get rid of the idea of self, to really consider dhammas as dhammas, otherwise it's always I want to see it or I want to understand it. So just to understand dhammas as your, nothing else there.
And this is bhavana, the development of understanding from hearing, but it's not yet the precise one until awareness is there. Because we just hear a lot of words about whatever is now, but no understanding of each, just one at a time, with awareness not under. But it will lead to that moment when there's less and less attached and ignorance of that which appears. No one, only realities.
What you said about the four primary rupas, a visible object which is together with them, maybe if you could repeat again.
You cling to that which is seen. that you don't know that you also claim to be object.
So
So
for primaries,
then you take it as my glass,
like glass.
but actually it's only a visible object which is seen. If I take it away, where is it?
Go
My
back
glass, my glass. Because it's just with the four primary.
with the four primary roopas. Define those.
So naturally it's only arupa arising and falling away with the four primary rupas.
Yes.
Which can condition attachment so much because of ignorance and because of its appearance as something with different shape and form, color.
And if the visible object seen at each
moment wasn't conditioned by the four primary rupas to be exactly how it is, then there would never be ideas of glass or microphone or table, because the visible object is conditioned in different ways by those four primary rupas.
Yes.
Then that's why each visible object is different
Different,
each
yeah.
moment, because depending on the hardness that arises with it, or the heat, the temperature, and so on.
So we're seeing for primary rupas and other rupas and the nama, citta and genesis. Arising and falling away all the time, unknowingly.
I didn't consider enough.
So study each word and understand deeper. As long as there is no understanding of that which is seen as our reality which can be seen, like other objects, no conditions to become detached at all. It's unknowingly from years and years ago, long time ago, very dark, very thick, very tight.
Understanding, hearing is hearing
Right.
in the light or in the dark.
Okay, each one. Not many things together, each one.
You mean that, for example, understand
Understanding is dark or light.
no light or no dark.
No rupa in it, because it is that which experiences. It doesn't have any rupa with it at all. Pure nama, just arise to experience us. Only that, each different namas arise to experience.
But
It's not hard, it's not soft, it's not sound.
you said that hearing in the darkness, so there must be
Close
something in the
your eyes
light.
or open your eyes. Is hearing dark?
When I close the eye, yes. But when I don't close the eyes,
When you close your eyes, it's dark.
yes.
At moment of seeing is not moment of hearing. So no need to close your eyes.
I don't understand.
At moment of hearing, there's no seeing.
Right.
And seeing, hearing doesn't have light in it. No color, no light.
Right.
So is it dark? Darker than any darkness? Because when one closes one's eyes, it seems like darker than when one opens one's eyes. But it seems, as long as it's seeing, there must be that which is seen. And that is not pure, complete darkness. But the reality which arises and see, object now, is light with different colors, but that which sees in darkness. The same as hearing all namas.
What experience is light? Only seeing consciousness. Right?
Right.
So hearing consciousness can't experience light.
No.
So it must be dark, mustn't it?
Yes.
How about thinking about what has been seen or heard?
So the same logic, it should be in dark.
Only one reality, which is seen, is right.
And the last example she gave was even in seeing is the object of chitta. Like, for example, there's understanding of seeing, even at that moment, no light, because it's not visible object that's seen at that moment. So only at the moment when visible object appears is there any light.
So we are more in darkness than in light, actually. But because it's happening so quickly,
Yes.
it appears as though light all the time.
That's why realities do not appear as they are, just one at a time.
So when in the development of samatha, and they talk about the counterpart sign, that moment is only perceived through the mind aura. It's not perceived by eye consciousness.
Are you talking about a particular?
Counterpart sign, like the casino, or
Casino?
just an image, mind's image.
Right. So at that moment, no light. But it can
Just like
be
dreaming, you know, there's no light when you're dreaming.
I think that we don't know samatha yet, but we talk about the aravana of samatha. Can they really understand it?
Of samatha or the art?
Samatha, an object of samatha.
Okay, good topic.
motivation.
So, what is samatha? Again, like this morning, and go on to the later.
So samatha is calm, which is kusala, but it's not the samatha bhavana. Samatha bhavana is the development of calm through understanding.
Does one want to have calmness?
What do you mean?
Do you want calmness?
No.
No, so you don't develop samatha.
Are you sure you don't want calm? Are you sure?
In the sense that I'm not thinking about developing samatha.
Because you see that we just talk about whatever we don't know before we listen to the teachings of the Buddha.
It's as much as like visible object is not known, but you can talk about it theoretically.
But to talk about it means to understand it, not just to talk about it. So we begin with what is samatha, kusala moment. Is there now samatha?
Can be at the moment of
When kusala
understanding.
citta arises,
Yes.
but not enough, because many more moments of akusala, like at moment of seeing before the rupa has gone, there must be attachment to it, unknowingly. See, that is not samatha. So we have to understand clearly what samatha is. It's kusala for sure. So if panya cannot see or understand the difference between kusala and akusala, how can there be such motive to have more kusala? Because kusala does not harm any moment of citta at all. That's why one sees the danger of akusala. But panya is not enough to understand. Seeing is seeing myself, and visible object is that which is seen. Because at that time, when Buddha hasn't realized the Fundamental Truth yet, No one knows about the truth of each moment, each reality, as much as they can develop. People in the old day or people today, they know the danger of akusala so much in the day. And do we? If we don't, how can there be condition for developing samatha? We enjoy food, we enjoy everything, but we want to do something in order to be calm. That's wrong. From the very beginning. No understanding. So both samatha and vipassana must be developed by panya and other kusala, but different ways. Because for samatha, no understanding of reality as not self, only calm, not akusala, all in all. And so, how can this be the object of calmness? See, no reason, just watching, thinking, that is not calm at all. It has to be panya. And why it is that particular size and see, so samatha is not just what are the arana of samatha, different degrees, but it has to be what is samatha and why and how it can develop. And seeing is not easy to be object of awareness and right understanding. But without understanding, seeing and realities as realities, there's no way to have the eradication of all unwholesomeness. That's why no matter it is calm, it's just very temporary, very short. It's not a moment of understanding reality as not self. That's why the monks in the Buddha's time attained enlightenment without jhana more than those who attain both. Because they have different accumulation, not just they want to have it and try to have it, but by accumulation. So, without the understanding of the danger of akusala, without understanding of only what object can be conditioned for calmness, for kusala, not akusala, because some people just get up and watch the light of the sun or this, there's no samatha at all, no understanding. Why is the Batawi kasina? Why Batawi? Is this Batawi?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So we fight for hardness. Just like Batawi only. That's why understanding if the world comprises of rupa and nama, and the four primary rupas, one of it is Batawi. So that person has accumulation to think about it's only Batavi, the whole body and everything. So dear, but what is the dearest is only that which is hard. So the mind begins to see the danger of clinging to the object, sensuous object, which has the four primary rupas as conditions. That's why there are the four Batavi kasina, Tejo kasina, Apo kasina, Vayana kasina. Just to have the mind set on it, not go astray to other object with akusala. And it needs the sign or the kasina in the beginning until the mind can be kusala without having it as object. But the object is clear, then that one which is the object in the beginning. It means that the Gita is more calm in a calm because it doesn't turn away or goes away from that. It's quite not easy at all. It has to be done, developed by Panya. So there are two kinds of development. Samatha Bhavana, when they do not understand reality. And there's Vipassana Bhavana. Even that is not permanent. Nothing is permanent. So it cannot eradicate attachment and ignorance as long as its nature does not appear as myself. So seeing can appear its nature as myself only to Panya, which has developed. From hearing and have less attachment is so far. No one can do anything, just learn to understand little by little.
What do you mean by they fight for the Patavi? People fight for Patavi. Do you know this?
Do you have this?
She means wars are fought.
Over utterly land, territory, and also possessions. People argue over possessions.
What we find so important in life, actually, just partly what we're so attached to, our home, our possessions, is just partly, and in the same way, and just
Lunch.
It's not nice.
You know? It looks nice.
and just as the image of Patawi, like when it has the casino and then has the image, actually it's not hardness, the reality that is experienced, it's just the image of hardness. In the same with light, it's the image of light, because during the day we're so attached to what is seen, always looking for a visible object. And so in the same way, it's not actually visible object that's seen, it's not actually light, but it's the image, the nature.
And that moment of understanding is calm, much better than samatha, because it has a right understanding of object.
When we say that when there's right understanding of realities, one's not interested in developing samatha, but it depends on
But there is samatha already, no need to.
at the moment of developing understanding. There is
There's no need to develop this reason.
and also then it depends on accumulations, like for those who have already developed samatha or jhanas, conditions for those kinds of citas to arise naturally, but not by trying to have it or
In
develop.
order to have less attachment and ignorance. So can there be samatha development without right understanding? Impossible. It's ignorance and attachment. When there's no understanding.
Can we say that calmness is a characteristic of the moment that understanding the danger, for example, akusala?
If there is no understanding of the danger of akusala and attachment to sensuous object, there is no development of samatha. But when there is the understanding of the danger of ignorance, it conditions vipassana development.
So calmness is characteristic of every moment of kusala. But panya has, moments of kusala have their own characteristic too. So for panya it is seen clearly.
What I mean is calmness is a reality. It's one of the passages. But it also the characteristic of understanding, the moment of understanding.
At the moment of understanding, there are many mental factors, of course. So Panya is one of them and Passaddhi is another. And each of those mental factors has its characteristic. Each of the different mental factors has a characteristic.
Yes.
Do you see the danger of akusala today?
I can't remember.
So no conditions to develop samatha. It doesn't mean that you just want to develop. It's impossible. But only the understanding of the danger of akusala in a day can condition the development of kusala, any kind of kusala. That's why in a day, kusala deeds has been done or akusala deeds, depending on citta.
Ajahn, we can think about the danger of kusala, but as far as seeing the danger of kusala goes, that's another matter, isn't it? That's Panya only.
Yes, from different levels, degree by degree.
So,
Yeah.
what would Panya see when it sees the danger?
While one is eating, enjoy eating, not seeing that why does one eat. Just to live. Even that, it's not that at moment of eating. So we can see the danger of akusala all day, all always, no matter seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching and thinking. And how can be less without panya? It's impossible.
And one of those dangers would be that there's also ignorance at the same time.
Because ignorance condition all akusala realities. So panya is there to see whether there are conditions for samatha development or not, or at moment of understanding reality, the thing about developing samatha, not necessary because it's calm, and better with understanding of the object right then, rather than just wanting to be calm, but seeing the nature of the person.
And sometimes we read in the text about when talking about kusala and akusala, beneficial to oneself, beneficial to others, harmful to oneself, harmful to others. That's another aspect of akusala that is seen by understanding, by panya, is it? That it's harmful to oneself and harmful to others.
So it's panya which understands.
What sort of harm is seen at
All kilesas harm the citta.
I see.
No one can harm the citta at all. Only kilesa.
So they corrupt, they dirty the citta.
At the moment when it arises.
Some part of me is better than others.
Yes.
Like this company. All this
I don't like it.
Back to the counterpart side. After thinking like now there's seeing, and seeing is visible object, but then there's thinking about shape and form, so that is the nimitta of the visible object, but it appears as people and things. When the counterpart sign is the object of the citta at that moment, sense is also nimitta, but it doesn't appear as people and things. So it's like the image of the visible object itself.
Because the understanding that everything is only that birth,
Right.
harness.
It's very insightful.
Is there resolution now? Adhibana,
Yes.
Adhibana, Satya, being truthful to the truth. Ignorance must be there. But when there is no panya, it keeps on arising and falling away, and we count it as life, different life, but actually it's only the succession of the arising and falling away of realities by conditions, non-stop. So if panya does not arise, we cannot see the useless of seeing. What for? There's no seeing, and then there's seeing, and no seeing. So what for? Exactly the same like before it arises. Nothing.
Just living now usually is just for
Seeing and hearing and clinging to what is seen and heard, and life after life, and
More
even
ignorance.
jhana citas, what for? Just for more pleasant feeling and then more ignorance and attachment.
But what is left? One was born and died. No more property, no more friends, family. But what continues on? Ignorance and attachment. Because one might think that one clings to a being or a person so much. But actually, one clings because of one's accumulation to cling. So in this life, one clings to this person, next life, another person, another thing, each day, even tomorrow, we cling to another object. Just to see and cling.
and that's the nature of loba, just
Looking for something to cling to all the time.
No, samatha is not possible when there is clinging to.
Without panya, samatha cannot develop.
Because of taking.
Not seeing the danger.
Not seeing the danger.
Yeah. It's not just I want to be calm. Not knowing what calm is. Kusala or akusala. And can that object bring about calmness? It's bring more about attachment. Because one just want to be calm. No understanding what calm is.
And try to get away from visible object, from seeing like a meditation. One closes his eyes, not to see it, just to get away from seeing. In meditation, you are told to close your eyes and this sort of thing.
Is that panya? Close your eyes.
That's a way trying to not to see, not seeing the danger of
Is it that you was trying? What for? Not to see. That's why some teachers in the old days taught his followers close or other doorways. But can there be right understanding at moment of seeing? Because there must be seeing for sure, hearing for sure, by conditions, thinking for sure. So there are so many ways, but not the way of the Buddha. only one way.
In Vietnam, I remember we read the text about the Vatana, and in there it was mentioned that the jhana factors can be akosala as well. Jhana factor.
Because we talk about the Jetasika, which is jhana paccaya, not about the moment of jhana, first jhana, second jhana.
Does that suggest that what many people take to be jhana in their so-called practice actually are not more than a real jhana?
It said what realities are jhana paccaya.
I think there are two things, the jhana factors and jhana paccaya. So the jhana paccaya include one mental factor that is agusala, unwholesome, and other mental factors that are, I forget the term, take their, particulars, yeah.
But I remember reading one part of that text saying that there are the jhana factors can be akosala.
Vitaka, vitaka vichara, piti, sukha.
If they arise with,
Domanassa, which can only arise with those.
that's not a jhana factor. The jhana factors themselves include particulars that, of course, if they arise with them, yeah.
But here she's talking about jhana paccaya.
When we talk about paccaya, we talk about realities, which has sakti of paccaya to support the others to arise. So when we talk about the jhana paccaya, any reality which is jhana is there. That's jhana paccaya. Vitaka is jhana paccaya. So it can be a moment of akusala because it's there.
Like relating it to daily life, like even now, immediately after seeing or hearing the other chittas need vitaka and vichara to experience the object. So the vitaka or vichara are jhana paccaya for that, for the experiencing of that object at that moment, because they assist the citta to, cannot say, be absorbed to the object at that moment, or ekagata, so their realities now assist the citta in experiencing the object by jhana paccaya.
I think jhana paccaya doesn't just relate to jhana jittas, it relates to every immanent jitta.
They are so called because they are factors, the jhana factors.
No, they're so called because they have a function of focusing the jitta on that particular object, as I understand it.
I think that is why we study just one word at a time. When we study paccaya, we don't think about other things, but we know that nothing can arise without paccaya. That's why we understand the paccaya, that what can be or what are the paccaya. There are the four absolute realities: citta, cetasika, rupa, nibbana in the absolute sense. But we don't talk about nibbana, or if we talk nibbana, can be object of lokuttara, as it is paccaya by being aravana. See, so we just talk about daily life. So paccaya is that nothing can arise without the other reality which support its arising. And so we learn to understand the citta, or citta can be pattaya for what, whether it is rupa or whatever, one by one pattaya. Like aravana is clear. Anything can be object of citta and cittasika. Nibbana can be. Citta cannot arise without aravana. See, we begin to see that nothing cannot arise without pattaya. But since there is no understanding of that reality, how can there be the understanding of pattaya, which conditions is arising? That's why there should be the understanding of unreality, and learn later what conditions that reality to arise. In this way, it's clear then reading and thinking about the pattaya and patipanna, but to understand from the very beginning that whatever arises must have pattaya for its arising.
Even at the moment of birth.
The Cetasikas condition the citta and the other Cetasikas by jhana pattaya in that moment. What is that?
Only 16, 16 cheetah that are not that don't have. I don't remember very well, but I heard that there are 16 cheetah that are not conditioned by jhana pattaya.
That's why we have to understand how many realities are jhana pattaya. Citta just experiences. But when it is like the development of jhana or any moment, one has to learn why this cetasika is jhana. Vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekakata, and the akusala, dosa, manasa, vipeka. See, learn to understand each word.
Can we,
When we talk about jhana, the meaning of jhana, we know the meaning of jhana is burning, and sometimes in some books they give another meaning of contemplating, but I think there's only one meaning, which is burning, is that?
It depends on cetasika.
On the Cetasikas at the time.
Like dosa burns,
Yes. Those are,
and vitakka can be jhana because it arises with almost every citta except the 10. So there is jhana pattaya at moment of birth consciousness because it's there.
Vitakka and vichara.
Yeah.
Somanasa burns, sukha burns.
One at a time. When we talk about each reality as what pattaya it is.
I think was it in Moynier, and you said that the jhana factor, mental factors, assist the citta in being absorbed in the object.
What jhana pattaya?
That,
Because we have
yes,
to know
the
one
jhana
reality.
factor.
Yes, but how many cetasikas? And we talk one of each at a time. Of jhana pattaya.
Mhm.
Whatever under one subject that should be considering until it's clear.
Right. But I was just on the point of, some don't talk about jhana as burning, but here it means in the context of jhana pattaya being absorbed in the object. No?
I don't know the English word absorb.
focused on the object?
Or if we understand the characteristic of vitakka cetasika, we can see that that is jhana because it's raw enough, because it touches the object, not just pasa, not contact, not only contact, but it touched, so it's more strong.
And that's why there cannot be any
Kusala or akusala without vitakka at that moment, focused on the object or touching the object. So one cannot refer to all jhana, when we're talking about jhana pattaya, we cannot talk about all the factors in burning only.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because two meanings really, as I understood, one meaning is burning, but the other meaning is focusing on an object, on the body. No? But maybe you can check.
Is the word focusing the same?
Two meanings of.
But not contemplating, because I think in something you wrote, you mentioned two meanings of burning and contemplating. But I think
Not contemplating, no.
Yeah.
Focusing on the object.
When we talk about focusing, don't we think about concentrating?
Attention, like attention.
Because the Cetasika are very fine, each one, very, very fine. That it seems like they are alive, but actually they are not.
I think it means they assist the cheetah to be fixed on the object.
Fixed on,
Fixed
yeah,
on the
yeah.
object.
that is a better word.
So what is that we call fixing?
Vitaka
Is fixing.
It's in a way like without understanding, without vitaka, understanding cannot experience the object. So it is like fixing on. So that's why I read about the fact is fixing on the object,
So,
touching the object.
so it's not pasa.
No.
Fixing on seems much stronger to me than touching.
Right.
So can it be concentration? Fixing?
I think it's because when we're talking about the jhana pachya, it's not just, it's like the combination of vitaka and ekagata.
I think that to me, touching is more, a little bit more than pasa. So that is the function of Cetasika, of vitaka, because it arises with almost every citta.
So when we're talking about vitaka as
Jhana pachya, we're just talking about how it is the nature of vitaka when it arises to touch the object. That's all.
And it,
At any moment,
if
such
we
as
study carefully different degrees of different cittas too.
Right.
Yeah.
and maybe that's why, because so often it's
Talked about in with regard to jhana, then of course it's different degree, but
Yes, but we'd have to come up with something, because it's not only vitaka that is jhana-pachya. There are other mental factors that are jhana-pachya too. So what is common to all those mental factors would be the actual jhana-pachya.
We can say that the akusala is not jhana, but there is vitaka, which is jhana pachya, because it touches the object. Any moment when it arises, it touch, just touch, because it needs other Cetasika to arise with it to be wholesome or unwholesome. That's why it arises with almost every citta, except the 10. Except the 10, only the 10. After that, just next moment, vitaka is like touching the object for sampajana, not to see, but to receive. Each citta has its own function. Even it has the same object, like seeing sees, Panchattavara Vasana also has visible object as its object, sampajana, santira, and also kusala and akusala jhana. But only seeing sees, because there is no vitaka. Happen, just occur, by conditions, by karma, by like accident.
and that's why there's
jhana pachya at almost every moment, because it's vitaka arises.
Even that moment of
some jhana chittas.
to know that who knows the details, and anyone who can have less attachment and ignorance. This is a way to understand only. Without understanding, it's impossible to not take whatever appears as something permanent.
So the meaning of jhana is burning when we're talking about jhana pacha, because when we're talking about other factors such as domanassa and sukha, it is talking about burning, but when we're talking about vitaka and vichara, no, not anything to do
And
with
we can
burning.
know at moment of developing samatha, it burns akusala. Because it touched the right object to become.
So only in that context. So in daily life, like at a moment of birth or at a moment after seeing or hearing,
It does not burn.
nothing but and no influences, no telometer burns or anything of those sorts. But can we say whenever sukha, actually somanassa in this context, or domanassa arises, it always burns because the somanassa burns, domanassa burns.
Piti sukha and other jhana burns.
So piti, sukha and domanassa burns, and upekkha also.
They both.
Somanassa and domanassa.
Sati is natural. So is there sati now? Panya knows. Panya doesn't receive. You know.
About burning, when you say that jhana burns, it's different from domanassa.
And
Kusala, it's different.
it's not easy to burn akusala. Without jhana, in fact, it's impossible.
Jhana burns defilements. What
It is
domanassa?
samatha.
Yes. And what domanassa burns? Domanassa, what does it burn?
Burn somanassa.
And somanassa burns domanassa.
So this is talking about jhana pacha, not about jhana, because when there's domanassa, no pleasant feeling, no opportunity for pleasant feeling.
That's why we always remind one and each other. What is sin? See? If it's not developed, there must be people in things all the time. Even one down is very difficult. That's why Buddha talked about it firstly. Jakuvinyana experiences Ruparana, which is visual object.
And then afterwards, immediately, pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling. So actually, it's what we're talking about is it's just about daily life now. And the words to use.
How many moments of touching today? See, unknown. A moment of touching, no one's.
And how many moments of clinging to hardness, to patutatu.
That's why in order to eradicate the night of self completely, absolutely, it has to be natural understanding of whatever appears. And it appears more and more as myself. Even hardness here, or seeing, or visual object, or sound, or hearing, little by little. is there in daily life. Like ignorance, attachment is there in daily life. Shall we talk about this life as past life or future life? What are we doing? We don't have to think when we were small, next life. What was I doing here and there? See? So clear. And this life is future life of last life, for sure. Last life we might think, who will be, what will I be, what plane, what form, so what happenings in life, but it's now future first life. No need to think about. So this life is next life of last life, and this life is past life of next life. So clear. Each moment. But it depends on plane of existence. It's gone, completely gone. Like yesterday is gone. This morning is gone. This afternoon is gone. But it keeps on arising and falling by conditions. With ignorance, soda, or like in a dream. When one wakes up, nothing in a dream. So when awareness is there, no one at all, only a moment. As soon as awareness arises, when Panya develops to the degree, it can understand what Buddha said. Nothing, and then something, and then nothing. So as soon as it's there, it's gone. Otherwise, there cannot be moment of becoming detached from clinging if it's not directly experienced. But still, it's only the experiencing the nimitta.
Sounds and harnesses so attached to a last life, completely gone and forgotten. These ones will be completely forgotten, and what we take for being people, my husband, my son, my friend, all to be completely forgotten at the end of this life. Not realizing it's just harnessing visible object and sound that has clung to so much life after life. Next life, more clinging to more objects taken for people and things endlessly.
So we'll know each other not so long. Next life, who knows? See?
No expectation.
But attention is there, continue to other people, other beings. The one we love cannot follow us, but attention keep on accumulated, following each other. Is it too cold?
I think if you turn the air off.
She didn't get there. It means that she doesn't feel
You know,
She's not cold, she's just got a cold. Yeah.
That's natural.
Don't talk me. Don't talk.
Just think.
It's good to appreciate how all the patchy elder conditions just relate to nouns and smooth. So this is the study of patchy about now.
I remember the man who said that was used of studying Patida, but not understanding Aramana Patida right now. But it's not thinking about Aramana Patida. Just know that that is our reality which is seen. It includes Patida. Because it's the, if we call it is Aramana Patida, it means that whenever Citta arises, when Citta sees, there must be the object which is seen as Patida of its arising anytime. So learn to understand the characteristic of Aramana by them. It's no need to say what Patida is there. See you tomorrow.